You've been attacked and stopped the threat with your firearm. Now what? My name is Sean Maloney, defense attorney and founder of Second Call Defense. We are here to help you with what comes next. Allow me to set the scene. This morning around 2 a.m., something jarred you awake. You don't know it yet, but someone kicked your front door in. What you do know is something is wrong. You wake your spouse and tell them you're going to go check on the kids. Instinctively, you grab your firearm. After checking on your kids and finding everyone you care about safe upstairs with you, you start down the hall. Still groggy, 30 seconds ago you were sound asleep, but you hear a noise downstairs. As you peer around the corner, looking downstairs, suddenly you see someone coming up around the corner and sprinting up the stairs. You scream, "Stop! I have a gun. I will shoot." The person doesn't stop. Boom! You shoot. The moment you pull the trigger, you become the defendant in your own home. The person who kicked in your front door and is going to do God knows what to you and your family, he's now considered the victim. Good guy, defendant, bad guy, victim. Welcome to American jurisprudence. Now what? The legal aftermath of a self-defense shooting can sometimes seem worse than what caused you to use lethal force in the first place. As a good guy with a gun, we call 911. That's what good people do. But what's the purpose of a 911 call? Do you know? It's not to plead your case or justify your actions. The sole purpose of a 911 call is to summon help. Have you ever practiced a 911 call? Why do we practice a 911 call? Because of the physical, psychological response to a threatening encounter. The rush of adrenaline, norepinephrine screaming through your bloodstream, causing increased respiration, heart rate, tunnel vision has just occurred, loss of memory, time and space, all keeps you from being competent to make that call. Well, have you just practiced to summon help? Have you practiced a 911 call? Remember, this is not the time to plead your case, to risk making incoherent, unexplainable statements that will come back to haunt you. Your call should sound something like this. My name is Sean Maloney. I live at 123 Main Street. I was in fear for my life, and there's been a shooting. Send an ambulance and police. The area is secure. I'm 6'2", bald, and I'll be in my driveway wearing boxer shorts and a white t-shirt, and I hang up because I have summoned help, and the purpose of my 911 call is over. What comes next? Your second call is to your attorney, if he or she is awake and will even answer the phone at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Or he can do what I do. Call Second Call Defense, where 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I guarantee you an attorney will be available on the phone to calm you down and help you through the most important, difficult, stressful time of your life. The police show up at your house, which is now a crime scene, and the police begin their investigation. You identify the bad guy. No matter where you are, identify the evidence such as the knife that he attacked you with and your spent shell casings. You identify witnesses, even your wife and your kids, if they were there at that point in time. Calmly tell the police officer you'll be happy to cooperate, but not until you've had the opportunity to collect your thoughts and have had a chance to speak to an attorney. And then you invoke your Fifth Amendment privileges against self-incrimination. And you can also invoke the Fifth Amendment for your wife and your kids at this time if they are there. For all intents and purposes, you're done at this point because with the shock of everything that has occurred, you have no idea what you're saying or what happened. What happens if you're arrested? Who are you going to call? Second Call Defense, that's who. From trigger through trial, one number is all you need. Second Call Defense will immediately arrange bond. If necessary, an attorney will contact everyone on your emergency contacts list. You may not think this is a big deal if you're at home when the situation takes place or even at your office, but what if you're on vacation, out of town on business? Who are you going to call then? Second Call Defense offers you immediate legal protection and takes care of the details, providing you peace of mind during a very stressful time for you and your family. Now, I know you're sitting there thinking, Sean, I have insurance, and I know I've acted in self-defense. Why would I need these services? Or why would I recommend Second Call Defense to others? I have a multi-million-dollar umbrella policy and homeowner's policy. Certainly, these will cover me if I'm ever forced to use a firearm in self-defense. For 20 years, I thought that too, but the answer is no. Once you pull the trigger and use the firearm, the insurance company is out of the picture. They most likely will not protect you. Here are a few reasons why. First, almost every homeowner's policy and general liability policy has an intentional act exclusion built in, meaning that if you do something intentionally, it will not cover you. Make no mistake about it, when you knowingly, intentionally shoot somebody in self-defense, that's an intentional act and the insurance company is out. They're not going to cover you. Then beyond that, federal insurance law states specifically that it's illegal to provide benefits to someone while they are a defendant in a criminal proceeding. Legally, an insurance company cannot provide benefits until after you are no bill by the grand jury, acquitted at trial, or charges are dismissed or dropped. Not until it's over. That's too late. We need money now, up front. Additionally, people mistakenly believe that the Castle Doctrine is going to protect them. Well, it does to a certain extent, but only in the 22 states that have this law in place. The Castle Doctrine requires the court to assume that the homeowner used their firearm reasonably and properly. But it does not mean that the prosecutor has to stop doing their job and the police have to stop investigating. Despite the Castle Doctrine, there are many situations where you can still be charged. And nobody wins if you go to trial. Trust me. The divorce rate, the financial devastation, and the lack of a law to get your reputation and most importantly, your job back doesn't exist. The solution is a Second Call Defense membership. Second Call Defense created the Second Amendment Support Foundation as a way to provide immediate, upfront legal protection in a way nobody else can to defend the use of a firearm in self-defense. So how does Second Call Defense work? We are a membership organization backed by the National Rifle Association's endorsed insurance program that provides an insurance-based benefit to our members. We are here to arrange for the upfront services needed after a self-defense shooting, since your liability insurance has an intentional act exclusion and it is illegal for your insurance company to pay anything upfront while you're a defendant in a criminal proceeding. Something had to be done. People I represented over the years, who I was sure were innocent, lacked the means to even pay for an attorney, let alone afford bail. Something had to be available to protect us, the good guy with the gun. That is why Second Call Defense was created. So how do we accomplish paying for the services necessary to protect our members day one, dollar one? By creating the Second Amendment Support Foundation to pay for everything it takes to mount a defense and provide other services up front. Then once the process is over, the Second Amendment Support Foundation is reimbursed by the National Rifle Association's endorsed insurance product. That reimbursement avoids the Second Amendment Support Foundation from being considered insurance. That's what makes us different. That's why we can provide our services day one, dollar one in a way nobody else can. Let's talk about bond. Did you know that if you put $10,000 down on your $100,000 bond, you're not going to get that back? You may eventually get a very small amount back, but that's essentially what you're paying the bondsman for. And that's how they're making their money. So why use your money that you're not going to get back when you could be using Second Call Defense's money? Allow me to go through the services that you get with a membership from Second Call Defense. It's important to note that you don't have to have a concealed carry permit to benefit from the services offered. First, there's an insurance coverage to the National Rifle Association endorsed insurance, administered by Lockton Affinity. Now this includes firearms liability insurance, criminal defense costs, day one, dollar one, from the Second Amendment Support Foundation, civil defense costs, day one, dollar one, and civil suit settlement, day one, dollar one. Next, we provide immediate cash bond ranging from between $10,000 and $250,000. Sure, you may have the money to cover your bond. Most of you had $10,000 sitting around in your nightstand, right? And don't forget, that's $10,000 you're not getting back. But forget that part for a minute. Say you really do want to pay your own bond. You're in jail. How are you going to get the money? So your spouse is going to do it. Okay. Has he or she ever gotten bond before? Do they know who to call? What to do? No, I don't know where your jail is located, but that's where she's headed, to meet the bondsman. Is any of this something that you want to put your wife through? There are certain states, Oregon, Kentucky, and Illinois, that don't recognize commercial bonding companies. In those instances, you pay money to the clerk of courts. It saves you money in the end, but you still need money up front to get out of jail. Why spend your own money when you can use ours? We also provide you with money to cover an attorney's retainer fee from $2,000 to $10,000. Trust me, folks, you're not going to find a criminal defense attorney who's going to do this for free or start doing something up front without any money in hand. We can pay the attorney's retainer fee right away, by check, credit card, or even wire transfer, so that the attorney can start working for you immediately. Second Call Defense membership will also compensate you up to $500 per day while you're in court. Let's face it, when you're not working, you still have daily living expenses, and this money will help pay those bills. This is an essential benefit to our members. Our rapid response teams provide you with immediate, real-time assistance after pulling the trigger. No matter what time of day, you'll have access to our support 24/7, 365 days a year. You'll be assigned a crisis manager who acts as a liaison between Second Call Defense and your attorney to make sure the bills are being paid and you have everything you need. We offer nationwide attorney access. In my mind, this is the most important benefit that we offer: access to top attorneys anywhere in the United States and our U.S. territories, wherever the shooting takes place. You cannot predict where or when you'll need to use your firearm in self-defense, but if you do, you'll need to in whatever location you're in, and we'll make sure that happens. We're also here to notify your loved ones. You make one phone call to Second Call Defense, and we handle contacting and informing your emergency contacts about the situation or whatever just occurred. A solid defense depends upon credible witnesses. We help with the very tedious job of expert witness coordination. Choosing a proper expert witness and making sure they have all the files and records can take countless hours. If your attorney is billing at $350 or $500 per hour, searching for an expert witness can be expensive. So we help by providing a narrow list of contacts. Something you may not realize, if you use a firearm in self-defense, you will lose that gun. It becomes evidence, and you may or may not get that back. With some levels of membership, Second Call Defense works with the local authorities to retrieve your gun, or if it's quicker, simply replace it. And finally, depending upon the membership level you choose, we offer psychological support. None of us know how we're going to react throughout the entire ordeal. If you need help, it'll be there for you. Trust me, as an attorney representing and fighting for your liberty, I need you to be psychologically stable. We go as far as offering on-site assistance. If you need help, wherever you are, we're going to send somebody there to stand beside you during one of the most difficult times of your life. Having all these benefits and services immediately available to you upon the occurrence of self-defense incident is very important. But in addition, we produce a regular newsletter with useful information from subject matter experts regarding on self-defense and firearm regulations. Some membership levels also allow you to participate in online classes and on-site training opportunities. Nearly every day there is a self-defense shooting somewhere in the United States. I could give you examples all day long. Some you've heard about because I made the news. Many of you haven't because of the training and support available through a membership with Second Call Defense. Thank you for your time.